Hey Songbirds, I'm back. Today is day 11, which is my favorite day ever. I love the number 11. I was born on August 11th, so it's my favorite number. So it's a great day, and it's actually been a great week. If you follow me on social media, my Instagram is JackieCruz123, and you'll know if you follow me on social media that we've had some really good things happening. Our house finally sold after almost 2 years. It has finally sold. So to have that off of our burdens where we were juggling a mortgage and a rent is just incredible. And it just feels so good. Things have just been spiraling, good things happening ever since that. So I'm incredibly grateful for that, and it's going to mean a lot more freedom for our family, so thankful for that. And another bonus is my husband has started his own YouTube channel, and he owns his own remodeling company, so we're both entrepreneurs, and we were thinking about doing some videos together in the future. So like that, if you'd be interested in seeing some videos on how to do that, or have any questions involving being an entrepreneur or a couple entrepreneur, and share this with other friends if you have any questions about starting up and all that good stuff. But we'll be appearing maybe on each other's channels from time to time. But his channel, I will link it below in the description box. So that's right below this video. You can check the description bar, and I'll link his stuff below. So if you want to know about DIY or how-tos in regards to remodeling things, he does a lot of that, and so it's great stuff. I know you're gonna love it. So today's topic in particular, as we're jumping right into the video, is I had a lot of questions about how do I know where to start in my career, or what do I choose as my career path? How do I choose that? And how did you choose that? So I thought I would kind of do a twofold answer to that, and kind of give you an idea of how I chose to become a singer and inspirational speaker. And it also led me to do this YouTube channel, as well as how to hear from God, because that's really ultimately how I was able to decide what I was going to do with my career. So in order for me to share with that, I need to go back to the beginning. So let's start at the very beginning. You knew I had to throw in a lyric from a song, one of my favorites. So back in the beginning, I was 2 years old, and my dad was a music minister, has been my whole life, and so music was not an option in our family. It was just something you did, but it was also in our blood. My sister and I loved to sing. I just was extremely passionate about performing, but I always saw it as a hobby until I got to be about 15, 16 years old. Then I started to take piano lessons and voice lessons. Now, I only started doing the voice lessons because I was dating a guy at the time, and he was so cute, and he was taking voice lessons. So I thought, ooh, I'm gonna go take voice lessons too. And so I did that. And before you know it, I'm thrown into this world of singing that I just love. And but it was still kind of a hobby for me. I wasn't seeing it as a career, and I had seen Sandy Patty and Larnell Harris. I've since gotten to perform with both of them, which is really, really cool. But Sandy Patty in particular, I met her when I was 14 or 15, and we sang backup with our church choir, which was so awesome. And they were big influencers in my life, but I still did not think that was something that I was going to do. It's just cool to watch them, and I loved to be inspired by them. And so as I got to about 16, 17 years old, when all people are trying to start deciding, am I going to go to college? If I go to college, then what am I going to do with my life? And it seemed like everybody else had it figured out, and I had no clue. I had absolutely no clue. Do you want to know what I thought I was going to do? I thought I was going to be a veterinarian or a nurse, because my mom is a nurse. And I thought also I wanted to be a therapist. Okay, so that's like a wide scope of things. And so I had no clue how to narrow it down. I didn't know where to even begin. The thought of needles scared me, so I started thinking that the nursing thing was going to be out, and it was very, very difficult. I just had no clue, not a clue. And the other side of me wanted to do something in ministry. I knew I wanted to help people. I just didn't know how. So I've been spending weeks and weeks and weeks praying and praying and praying, and God was not answering it. And I just didn't know what was going on. I had no direction. I didn't know what to do. And I was getting so frustrated and so discouraged. Has anybody else been there in their life? Maybe you're there right now. And I had nowhere to turn. And I remember one particular night, I was praying and praying and praying really, really hard. And I'd gotten to the point where it was getting to be 1 or 2 in the morning. And I was praying so hard, I was almost shaking because I was just so frustrated and all my emotions were coming up and I was feeling so lost and time was running out and I felt like I was behind everybody. And I started to fall asleep towards the end of a very long prayer. And I heard in my ear, I kid you not, I heard, "Get up and read your Bible." And I thought, Lord, you have got to be kidding me. You got the wrong number. I'm sorry, it's wrong person. Call back later. And I turned over and I remember again that nudging. Do you ever get that nudging on your heart? And I said, are you serious right now? And I remember feeling in my spirit, you asked for a question, and now I'm going to give you the answer. Get up and read. So I listened. Oh my goodness, when God speaks to you that loud, you listen. So I got out my Bible, and I remember going to the top of the stairs, and I had to only turn on just a little bit of light because my sister's room was across the hallway, and I didn't want to wake her up because it was 1 or 2 in the morning. And I remember how quiet it was. You couldn't hear any, it was almost deafening. It was so quiet. And I said, well, where do I even begin, God? And I had the Bible in my hand, and I just felt that I needed to just start reading. So as most teenagers' Bibles are, it was dog-eared, it was marked everywhere, it had highlighter all over it, I had little trinkets in all of the pages and my favorite verses and sticky notes and all that good stuff. And so I just decided I was just going to start reading my favorite things. If anything, I was just going to find a little bit of solace and comfort. And I was reading for a good 30, probably 40 minutes, and I remember going, okay, you must have had the wrong number and I was right. I should have gone back to bed and maybe we got disconnected, God. So I'm going to see you in the morning, maybe when I'm well refreshed and I'm not hallucinating that I'm getting these calls from the Lord. So I closed the Bible, kid you not, and a bookmark fell out. And I picked the bookmark up off the floor and I went to open up the Bible to put it back in, and I looked at the bookmark and I remembered that I had gotten it from a choir tour, and it was one of those particular choir tours that really changed me as a person. And there was a lot of ministering that happened during that particular choir tour, more so than had been at any other choir tour. And it was one that had really impacted me because I ended up writing the majority of the script that the youth choir and I performed to the multiple different missions that we went to. And so it just changed me as a person, and I knew I wanted to go into ministry, and that was one of the main parts of my life that impacted me to want to minister. And I was remembering all of those good memories and reminiscing about that, and I decided I was just going to try to stick it back in the Bible wherever it was from, because I couldn't figure out where I had found it anyway. And I opened up the Bible and Psalms was open up, and it was like a scripture had jumped off the page at me. I'd never seen it before. And it just looked like it was highlighted, and it said, sing. Sing, and again I say unto you, sing. Sing with 1,000 harps. Sing and sing and sing over and over and over. It must have been 20 times. And I remember getting chills, I'm getting them now, all over my body, and the hair on the back of my neck standing up. And I remember hearing within my heart, yes, yes, this is what you're meant to do. And it was as if everything in the universe had locked into place, and it was just this internal knowing. Please comment below if you've ever had one of these experiences. I would love to hear about it. It was just incredible. And I woke up the next morning knowing exactly what I was supposed to do. And I told my parents, I'm going into concert ministry and I'm going to be an inspirational speaker. And I remember them going, well, okay. And it was just this absolute positive, unshakable knowing in my heart. And maybe there were hints and inclinations throughout my life, but it just didn't click into place until that moment. So that is basically what started my journey to be a musician. And I went to school and I did get my degree in vocal performance. And it was a long journey, and I loved the whole experience. I learned so much. And you know, the hard thing is when life happens, especially for mamas, I know you can relate, you sometimes get lost from that internal knowing of what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to go. And baby after baby after baby, I would get a little bit lost just because you throw yourself into your children and you know that that's where you're supposed to be, and you pour your lives into them. And that's exactly what God calls us to do as mamas. And I was a stay-at-home mom, so I knew that that was exactly where I wanted to be and I was supposed to be. But I got a little lost along the way. But when you get lost, and if you're feeling stuck right now, or if you've asked God for questions and you feel like you have not gotten the answer, these are some things that I want you to do to try to really listen and get back on track to hearing His voice. So with social media, what it is today, and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all this noise and what the news is saying and what people are saying about the news and talking to each other and doom and gloom everywhere, you have to silence that noise. Yes, educate yourself and be informed and know what's going on, and then turn it off. Don't obsess about it all the time. And I get into that trap from time to time, and I have to snap myself out of it. And you need to do the same too. If you want to hear from God, I think a lot of people think you can't hear from Him anymore like you could in the old days. Yes, you can. It just takes a lot more focus. So stop scrolling immediately. If you are seeking an answer, stop scrolling now. And get up early in the morning. I find when I'm drifting off to sleep, or when I'm waking up at 5 a.m. or even a little bit earlier, that's when He's able to speak to my heart the most. I have to go to a place, I have to open up my Bible, and I have to listen. I think the thing that we forget so often is that we do all this talking to Him, and then we get up from our prayer time and we say, okay, bye, see you later, and then talk to our friends about how nothing's happening and my life sucks, and sorry, that's a horrible word, excuse me, but I'm getting passionate about it. But we stop the conversation with God. We speak to Him and then we shut off the conversation and we don't listen to Him. We just get up and say, He's not talking. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why I can't hear Him. But it's not that He's not speaking to you. We're just not listening. And it takes a lot more effort to listen today. And I encourage you, if you are seeking to find an answer, stop right now. Go to a quiet space and sit there as long as it takes. And it might happen right away, much quicker than you think. And it might take a few days to do that. But you will hear from Him. He says, ask, seek, and you will find. And I'm telling you this from experience. Believe that you will receive the answers that you need to hear. And it might not always be yes, and it's not necessarily no. God's delays are not His denials. So trust and listen to your heart, because He's telling you exactly where to go. And I'll do more videos about this. I'm super passionate about it. And I'm thankful that He was able to call on my heart a long time ago. And even though I've gotten off course from time to time, I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. And that's here with you. So if you're listening, this is God talking to you right now. Not me, but Him speaking through me. Listen to what He's telling you. He will tell you exactly where you need to go. I promise you that. I hope you have a fantastic day. It's a great day. The sun is shining, and I'm going to go teach some lessons and be inspired. And remember, no matter what side of the bed that you woke up on this morning, you can always end your day on a high note. Don't forget to like this video if you want to see more like it, and comment below if you've ever had an experience like this, or if you have any other ideas for videos or questions that you want answered. I am happy to do this for you. I am so happy to be of service. I am thrilled to get to do this. It's an honor. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Bye, everybody. See ya.